Yo, check it. Hey y'all, what is up? You are back for another video with DataZero. This is your weekly outlook and prediction, giving you all the technicals and fundamentals that you need to know as a trader and investor. We got meme stock news, we got stock market news, we got crypto news, all in one video. And we also look at the macro outlooks on the technicals and charts, giving you guys predictions for this overall week. This video is not financial advice and should not be taken as such. Please do your own research and due diligence before buying any stock or crypto asset. With that being said, let's not waste any more of your precious time and hop in the charts, the facts, the data. Let's go. All right, ladies and gents, what is up? You are back for another video with DataZero. In this video, we're going to be looking at the stock and crypto market. We're also going to be looking at the meme stocks. I have some news to talk about with the meme stocks. We have a lot to talk about, so we're going to hop right in. This video is not financial advice, should not be taken as such. Please do your own research and due diligence before buying any stock or crypto asset. With that being said, let's go and hop into charts, of facts, and data, show you guys exactly what we have going on. Now, we have a ton of stuff going on for this week. It's absolutely going to be a huge week, so you need to be prepared. We're looking at the week of the 10th into the 14th. So we'll be looking at the economic data and everything dropping. Also, I just want to make sure that you guys are aware of a YouTube thing going on right now. People are reusing Roaring Kitty's stream and putting a little QR code in the corner of it. And there's also channels reposting the stream that are not Roaring Kitty. So be very, very careful that you actually go to Roaring Kitty's channel, okay? Make sure that you go to his actual channel because there's a bunch of scammers going around trying to impersonate Roaring Kitty. This is his actual channel right here. It has a little check mark. Make sure it has a little check mark. There are people reposting his content and using his content, trying to get you to scan a little QR code. It is a literal scam, okay? So do not get involved in that. Make sure you go to the actual place for the Roaring Kitty content. Now, as far as his stream was concerned, okay, so as far as his stream was concerned, at first I was a little bit disappointed. But overall, thinking back, like, he really couldn't say or do much. He was basically trolling. And it also showed how scared, okay? It showed how scared that they actually are of Roaring Kitty. They halted the stock several times. They halted the stock several times while he was on stream, okay? So they are literally terrified of Roaring Kitty, of one person, of one retail investor. We are finally winning, ladies and gentlemen. It was hard getting beat down to those low prices. It was hard holding and buying the fear, but the people that did are getting rewarded. I think we are closer than ever, and this thing is far from over. Roaring Kitty's position still is in play, and we have till this coming Friday on the 21st, okay? So we have till this coming Friday on the 21st until that is not in play anymore, and that's not a factor. So we still have 2 weeks time, okay? So we have it now until the 21st where these calls could come into play, where he could exercise these calls. They go into the money on the 21st, which means that is the deadline. And when they do go into money, market makers will have to find shares. It would be better for him to exercise the call sometime in between now and then, but we cannot control him. He must do what he's doing, and I think that he does have a plan. Overall, me personally, I'm in this thing. I'm still going to be focused on the charts, the technicals, and the data, the same thing that's been leading me through this the whole time. And I'm not losing sight of how close we actually are to seeing a short squeeze. I also want to point out these big wicks here on AMC and GME that were here in after hours. These are often either dark pool leaked orders or spoofed orders. These can also be signs of market manipulation. They could also be orders that are placed and then moved around. So basically spoofing orders, okay? So this is signs of market manipulation. I think this thing is far from over. These wicks can be seen on Webull and other charts, but it's not showing up on TradingView, okay? So if you look at TradingView, you won't see these wicks, but they are on Webull and several other places, and they would confirm in your account. You could see your account did move up and drop very, very rapidly. If you were looking at Webull after hours trading or anything like that, you could see that your account moved up and down with these wicks, unlike some of the other wicks that we have seen before in the past. These are signs of market manipulation, and again, these are more signs that something is breaking in the background, in my personal opinion. Now, as far as S&P 500 is concerned, we're going to be moving into that, and then I'm going to roll back into the meme stocks. I just kind of wanted to get the overall news that there's a fake roaring kitty going around. There's fake live streams going around, people trying to impersonate him using his live stream with a little QR code. It's a literal scam. I also wanted to talk about GameStop's dilution. That is why we did see a drop to the downside here, and GameStop did release earnings early. So if you don't know, earnings was released. They were down slightly. You guys can see basically the whole thing here, right here. If you guys want to pause and read it, you guys can, but you guys can see the whole thing right here. Sales were down. And then they also announced to sell an additional 75 million shares on top of the 45 million shares that they announced. So they will be raising more money, and they have a huge pile of cash, which is good for any company, especially a company that is doing a so-called transition that we are looking for. And again, I think GameStop is growing into something more than a company. AMC is growing into something more than a company. It is up to the CEOs, though, to utilize that and change the company and lead that forward and manifest that into something bigger. But yeah, let's move into SPY in the overall market and show you guys what's going on there. Again, this is going to be a little bit different than your normal weekly outlook and prediction because we have so much going on for the meme stocks. So I'm going to be kind of focused on them. But I do want to focus in on SPY and show you guys what's going on and give you guys your predictions there as well. So SPY, very interestingly, looks like it might, again, it might start to top out, okay? The very, very key level of 533.97 is really going to determine everything, okay? If we can get back above this level, then you could see a push to the upside to these higher levels to about 537, but we are still inside this massive overall bear flag here on SPY. So we want to see if SPY is able to break outside of that. And right now, it doesn't look like we have the momentum to break outside of that. It looks like what most likely is going to be happening is we're going to be breaking down. What I'm expecting, okay, if you don't know what happened, we did get unemployment numbers. Unemployment came out higher. This is more signs that a recession is coming. Some people are saying that I'm a doom and gloom channel all of a sudden or something like that. I'm simply showing you guys the facts, okay? The government is literally telling you that everything is fine and things are not fine. If you think things are fine, then you literally must be rich, because if you went to the grocery store, if you went to the pump, if you check the actual prices, things are not fine. If you talk to normal people, things are not fine. People are going homeless. We are on the brink of a recession, or in a recession right now, and on the brink of something even worse, a possible depression. This is not a doom and gloom channel. This is for real. You can look at the data and see it. We have high inflation with little to no GDP growth, which is called stagflation. Unemployment is rising. Okay, this is not a good situation, and this is not a situation where markets should be at all-time highs. We also have an inverted yield curve. All of the data says that we are going to have a recession and or depression. So I am expecting a major pullback in the S&P 500 and NASDAQ. I've been talking about that, and I still expect that move in this bear flag could be the beginning of that. And interestingly enough, I've talked about long on this channel where a market would come, and I said this is macro, so this would take time to come to fruition. But I said the S&P 500 would go into a bear market. It would start to pull back. Meme stocks would start to rally, and Bitcoin would start to decouple and move away from the market, starting to move up while the markets move down as Bitcoin and Ethereum become the digital gold and silver. I believe that this stuff is starting to happen and come to fruition. Again, this is very macro. This is very forward looking, but I believe we are already seeing signs of this, and I believe that the beginning of this bear flag could be the breakdown that we are looking for. Again, we are still far away from breaking down on this bear flag. It has not happened yet, but if we do see a confirmation of price breaking below this level here and then dropping down, you will see a big move to the downside, and it looks like SPY is starting to lose its momentum as RSI is getting to that overbought territory. On the bigger time frames, you can see that volume is overall dropping to the downside, and it looks like this thing is finally getting ready to top out. I think SPY is going to be moving to the downside. We're going to be wanting to watch the key levels of 533.98. We're going to be wanting to watch those key levels. If SPY can break above that level, you'll see a decent pop to the upside. But what it looks like is going to be happening is SPY is going to be moving to the downside, staying below that level, maybe breaking briefly above it. But I think we're going to see a move to the downside overall next week. So overall next week, I'm thinking we're going to see a red week, ladies and gentlemen. I think we're going to see a red week. I think SPY is going to start working its way to the downside. Again, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. If we see a break above this critical level, you could see a move to the upside where SPY breaks above that level, uses it as support, gets a nice pump, but then I may think it will meet major resistance here and then have a big move to the downside if that were the case. Overall, either scenario, I predict a red week. The other scenario is SPY not breaking above this at all, immediately getting rejected, and that would force SPY to the downside in a big way. That is the more bearish scenario, but even in the bullish scenario, it's going to be a red week in my personal opinion. So I think we're going to be seeing pullback in the overall market. If we look at SQQQ is breaking out of a falling wedge after breaking out of a larger falling wedge. So this is bullish. I think SQQQ is about to make a push to the upside. SQQQ moves inverse of the market. When NASDAQ goes up, SQQQ goes down. When SQQQ goes down, NASDAQ goes up. So this is a good way to determine and chart if the markets are going to be moving up and down. If you see bullish patterns or signs and signals on this asset, and I do see a bullish sign with this falling wedge. So I think SQQQ could possibly be making a pop to the upside, and it looks like NASDAQ will be breaking down and filling most of these gaps to the downside. You guys can see that RSI is getting to that overbought territory. You guys can see that the MACD is starting to curl down here on NASDAQ. So again, bearishness on NASDAQ would mean bearishness in the overall market. The key asset that we're still looking at is NVIDIA. NVIDIA has major resistance at $1,214. If we break above that, you can see a pop to the upside to about $1,255. But it looks like NVIDIA is also possibly losing momentum and possibly going to pull back as well, which would take the overall market with it. Now, if NVIDIA can get some momentum and start to pump, then that could change things and we could see the market make a push to the upside for that overall bear flag. But I do think overall we're going to be seeing bearishness. Again, NVIDIA are very, very overbought right now. Multiple gap fills to the downside. You guys can see volume kind of dropping here. So NVIDIA might start seeing some weakness. It doesn't look like it's ready to top out yet at all, in my personal opinion. It doesn't look like NVIDIA is ready to top out, but we might start seeing some weakness and start seeing some pullback here in NVIDIA. So we're going to be watching that very, very closely. Again, this is the key stock. If this crashes, the market will go with it. We're also watching other key stocks as well, like Apple, things of that nature. These are other key stocks that are heavily weighted in the NASDAQ and S&P 500. Apple, possible triple top forming. You have a top here, a top here, and a top here. Apple would have to break above the key level here of about 196 and go to about 200 in order for this double top not to take place. And even if it did, it would have to really blast off, because if it doesn't get above this level, you're going to see it hit major resistance around that 200 level and then start to come back for that gap fill, which would pull the overall market down with it. So we're going to be watching that as well here on Apple. I think that $200 level is going to be very, very important. So again, we're going to be watching the major blue chip stocks, making sure that we are on track for everything. But I think these stocks are highly overvalued in my personal opinion. I think we're moving into more depression, recessionary type environment. And I think the overall market is starting to realize that, and we will see a pullback. You guys can see in the overall cryptocurrency market, and I think we're going to see a red week for SPY. You guys can see in the overall cryptocurrency market that it looks like Bitcoin is still being affected by things like the unemployment going up. Of course, this asset would be. Also, the dollar took a nice pop to the upside. That's going to be affecting Bitcoin as well and the overall market. When the dollar goes up, risk assets go down. So we want to watch this very, very closely. The dollar is still pumping. That would also correlate with the pullback in the market as well. I hold Bitcoin. I do not want Bitcoin to crash. crash. Bitcoin is holding this 69.2K level as support. We need to see if it can hold this level as support. It looks like it might be able to remain in an overall uptrend because we did retest this overall sloping resistance as support. You guys can see we're in this bullish pennant. We got that bad news about unemployment. Got a drop to the downside with the overall market. Came back, retested this level, got a bounce. Now we are above the key level of 69.2K. And that is the level that we are going to remain to watch for Bitcoin. We need to stay above that level in order to see higher highs. I do think Bitcoin has a chance to reach higher highs here in the macro. As far as the overall halving is concerned, which is past, normally a couple of months after the halving, Bitcoin does see all-time highs. Bitcoin's overall chart has been nothing but going overall up. I am very, very bullish on Bitcoin. I think it's going to mature into the gold and silver. I think Ethereum's going to mature into the silver. Bitcoin's going to mature into the gold of the digital world. And as we move more and more into the digital space, as technology improves and we move more into this metaverse type world, these types of currencies are going to become more important. Also, as the dollar continues to lose value due to inflation, again, things like Bitcoin and things like Ethereum, which has a burn rate, which is deflationary, and Bitcoin, which has a fixed cap, there is only ever 21 million coins, will continue to go up in price, similar to like what you've seen in real estate. So I'm very, very bullish on these assets. I think these assets are the assets that you would want to stack. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. If you are under the ages of 40, 35, if you're even in retirement, these are the assets that are going to continue to grow in any type of environment. We've seen Bitcoin perform in multiple different types of environments. Yes, we've seen massive pullbacks, but it is still continued to perform. And you can see that Bitcoin has hit a new all-time high recently. And I believe that here in the future, Bitcoin will continue to make all-time highs, continuing this overall uptrend that it has been in. So I'm very, very bullish on Bitcoin. Just wanted to put that in there with the overall cryptocurrency market, give you guys your cryptocurrency predictions and updates. As far as Ethereum is concerned, we did see a little bit of pullback underneath this bullish pattern, and we did reject from the pattern there. So you guys can see we are not tracking with that as of right now. And we are looking a little bit more bearish on Ethereum, but we are holding that key 3.6K level. Right now, they are stacking for the Ethereum spot ETF. I expected a little bit of pullback, so they're probably accumulating for the spot ETF. And I'm thinking Ethereum is going to see a move above 4K here in the very, very near future, in my personal opinion. And I am very, very bullish on Bitcoin and Ethereum and the overall cryptocurrency market. So that's what I'm looking at for the overall cryptocurrency market. Let's go ahead and wrap up the video with the meme stocks. I gave you guys the news with the fake roaring kitty. Watch out for that. Let's give you guys some data and facts and numbers, and also talk about what we could potentially see here as far as impact. We have inflation coming out, so it's going to be a huge week, okay? Huge week. So let's remember that, guys. Absolutely huge week. And again, I think a pullback in the market is bullish for the meme stock. So if SPY starts to pull back this week, on top of seeing the meme stocks rally, it would be absolutely insane. And we have FOMC this week. We have Fed interest rate decision this week. We have inflation this week. It is going to be crazy. This all goes down on Wednesday. Okay. So be ready for Wednesday. We also have PPI on Thursday, and on Friday we have Michigan consumer sentiment. The biggest thing here is going to be Wednesday. Be ready for Wednesday, guys. We're going to experience massive volatility on Wednesday. So again, multiple things dropping at 8:30 all the way to 2:30. Wednesday is going to be insane, and I'm expecting possible bearishness here in the overall market again. If any of these things go the right way, this could lead to a massive pump in the market. So I would not bet crazy on options, but from what I'm seeing, inflation most likely is probably going to be going up and or stay the same, which is not bullish for the market. I think the Fed interest rate will probably remain the same, but they're probably going to be talking about remaining higher for longer. And I really can't wait to see what we see for the FOMC economic projections and the Fed press conference, which obviously causes massive volatility when we do get a speech from the Fed. So we're going to be watching that on Wednesday. I will be live market open to market close each and every day this week. So tune in for the live streams if you guys want predictions and news as this stuff is occurring. So be ready for Wednesday. And I told you guys GameStop is diluting. As far as the meme stocks are concerned, I did call for a red week or a green week yesterday. You guys can see that, yes, we did print a red candle because we had such a big gap to the upside, but it indeed was a positive week. If you look up at the corner of your screen here, you guys can see that we had a positive week of indeed 21% green, and AMC was in the positive about 13% green. So we did indeed have a green week, a up week. That's what I mean by a red and green week. I predict that we're going to overall trend up on the macro or down on the macro, and we did get this economic prediction correct. So as you guys can see, I think the meme stocks are absolutely primed, okay? If you didn't see my video yesterday where I talked about the overall patterns that we have one for GameStop and AMC. You need to watch that video. I break them down. I don't have time to break them down in this video, but I talk about the patterns, the phases that I think we're at, and I think that AMC is setting up for a bigger move. And I talked about the overall macro as well as far as GameStop is concerned with the falling wedge, the fact that we're breaking out of the falling wedge, and I think that GameStop could be setting up for a bigger move, even though the fractal calls for another push to the upside and then a pullback. I think when we get that push to the upside, that could actually lead to a bigger move. So basically GME's fractal calls for a pullback, then another push to the upside. I believe that we could actually push to the upside here, and that would be around the same time as AMC as well, all around the same time as Roaring Kitty's calls go in the money around the 21st. So I talked about all that on that video. You guys need to check that out if you haven't. But as far as what we can see for technicals, okay, so what we're looking at here, we really want to see if GameStop can get back above that $30 level. We have multiple gap fills to the downside that we need to be aware of. $20 this week is going to be the major level. We obviously want to move to the upside, but we do not want to go below $20. Going below $20 means Roaring Kitty's calls go out of the money. That is the last thing we want. So hopefully if he did get down to that price, he would exercise some of the calls or take some type of action. I know he's only one person, but hopefully he has to know what he's doing here. If we did get down to those lower prices, he would exercise the calls. It looks like, from what I can see here on the technicals, it looks like we're actually bottoming and we're about to see a pop back to the upside. It looks like the meme stocks, again, listen to what I'm telling you, are bottoming and about to see it pop to the upside. I wouldn't be surprised if GameStop did get a drop down to about like 525, maybe even 522, filling this gap and then getting a pop to the upside. You guys can see that the RSI is already in that oversold territory. It looks like buyers are starting to step in, and it looks like the meme stocks are starting to bottom. They still have massive bullish signals here on the macro time frame, and that is what I'm really worried about. If you go ahead and look at the Bollinger Bands, you guys can see we're absolutely squeezing outside of the bands here on GME, here on the weekly time frame, and then here on AMC the Bollinger Bands are very constricted, meaning a pop to the upside is most likely coming. You guys can see we're above the blue medium line, and we have green MACD with low RSI with room to run, meaning a pop to the upside is very possible. So it looks like the meme stocks are actually bottoming and going to see more upside in my personal opinion. We also have massive bullish signals as far as the super trend is concerned. If you go ahead and look at the super trend and then pop on the weekly time frame and the daily time frame for GameStop, you guys can see we have a buy signal on the daily time frame and we have a buy signal on the weekly time frame for GameStop, and we did have one for AMC. It's been shifting in and out, but a buy signal on the precipice here for AMC as well. These are very bullish signs as the macro is concerned. If we go ahead and look at the monthly MACD is confirmed being green right now. Last time we had green monthly MACD, we literally seen a short squeeze. GameStop is breaking out of a massive falling wedge. Falling wedges normally lead to a higher high, and it is also flashing the same exact signals that I used to determine the Bitcoin bull run. I am extremely bullish on the meme stock. So I believe that we're actually going to bottom, probably not even get anywhere close to $20. We'll probably go down and fill this gap at like 23 and then get a push to the upside. I think we're going to break back above $30, to be honest with you guys. I think we're going to break back above $30 on GameStop, and that will give us a nice gamma push to the upside. I think that we had enough gamma last week and enough calls going in the money that we're going to see a move up, and I am very bullish. So I think we're going to have another green week for the meme stocks, okay? And for order for me to get this correct would be absolutely insane. So let me show you how crazy that that prediction would be. Now, even though those are red candles, this is up. This has all been up for the past couple of weeks. The only other really 2 negative weeks we had were these 2 weeks here. This has all been up on AMC. If we get another green week, this prediction will be absolutely insane. And GameStop, the same thing. Even though those are red candles, these are all, if you look right here, this is all upside. There is 1 negative week right here of negative of 14% right here. Other than that, everything has been all green. So if we get another green week, it'd be absolutely insane. And I believe that we are going to get another green week on the meme stocks. If I had to play devil's advocate and be bearish, the only thing that I could say bearish is that GameStop is outside of the bands, but that literally shows that we have a ton of momentum. And the RSI is getting to this overbought territory. But again, I believe we are in squeeze mode in the meme stocks, and we're going to see a push to the upside. I have never been more bullish for a short squeeze, other than the time right before the worst split where we had 30% short interest on AMC, 100% cost to borrow, and on the threshold security list. Other than that time, this is the time that I've been the most bullish for a potential short squeeze. I don't want to hype you guys up. I don't want anyone to buy based off of my decisions. But ladies and gentlemen, from what I can see here on the charts, we are set up to absolutely blast off. I just want to quickly touch on the fractals on this video and then wrap it up. But I do think we do have a green week. As far as it is concerned, it looks like GME is going to be consolidating and then getting a push to the upside. We have a ton of buy orders around that $25 to $28 level. So I don't think $20 is even going to be a question where his calls go out of the money. I think we're going to be moving back to the upside, back over that $30 level. This could happen later in the week as we consolidate. It looks like, as the fractal is saying, but it looks like we're going to get another push to the upside. So I think we're going to be moving to the upside in my personal opinion. And then as far as AMC is concerned, as far as what the fractal is saying, it also says we're going to be consolidating before making another move to the upside. And I think that is around the time we could blast off, because both AMC and GME show around this time that we could see a blast off. And it is roughly between, if you look at the bottom of your screen, between like the June 21st and then all the way into about July time period that we could see a push to the upside, in my personal opinion. Again, these fractals speed up and slow down, so these dates are not guaranteed, and nothing is guaranteed in the stock market. But based off what the fractals are showing us from the 2020 squeezes, okay, so both of those fractals are from the 2020 squeezes, it looks like we're going to be consolidating on the meme stocks at these higher levels and then take another move to the upside. So I am looking for a green week from both AMC and GME. Key levels that you want to look for AMC is that $5 level. You want to see AMC break above and hold $5. We have support for AMC sitting at $4.90. We also have support at $4.81. We also have a gap fill down here at $4.50 all the way to $4.39. Don't be surprised if we did drop down and fill the gap on AMC and GME and then pop back to the upside. So if we did see a little bit pullback here on Monday or Tuesday as we consolidate, I wouldn't be surprised. But I think overall we're going to be able to push to the upside, breaking over that $30 level for GameStop and breaking over that $5 level for AMC, giving us a green week in the process. So guys, this is the overall video. I know it was a longer video. If you managed to watch to the end, I truly appreciate it. A little bit of support and resistance for GameStop. Support is at $27. We have resistance at $28. Of course, we want to see it over that $30 level. If you guys found the video informative, go ahead and drop a like. Press subscribe for more content like this. If you do want to support the channel, all you have to do is drop a like and leave a comment. But we also have a merch store as well. You can check out that link in the comment section if you guys want, but we do have a merch store as well, and I will be starting to wear the t-shirts and stuff. So if you guys want to check that out, you guys can check that out for yourself. But I appreciate anybody that watched to the end of the channel. If you want, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe. All you have to do is check that link down below, and you guys can check out some of the different designs that we have. And as always, y'all, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out. All right, y'all, that was the video. If you found it informative, go ahead and drop a like. Press subscribe for more content like this. Remember, you can check me out on Twitter and Discord for even more DataZero updates. Links are down below. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I truly would appreciate it. Also, I have a Rumble channel as well. And again, if you want to support the channel in a different way, you can check out the merch with the link down below. But if you want to support for absolutely free, just hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And as always, have a good weekend. Have fun. Stay safe. Make money. Peace out.